Доброго дня, шановні колеги.
Hello, dear colleagues.
Академія є новим членом мережі європейських навчальних закладів пенітенціарної підготовки.
Our academy is a new member of the European Penitentiary Training Academies Network.
І ми розраховуємо на те, що членство в мережі європейських навчальних закладів пенітенціарної підготовки
And we hope through that fact that our membership in the European Penitentiary Training Academies Network
дозволить розширити систему зв'язків із зарубіжними партнерами, ознайомитися з підготовки пенітенціарного персоналу.
to expand the system of relations with foreign partners, get acquainted with international experience of
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that your voice and the quality of your speech is the same as your colleague, Director Oleksii, because it seems you are further from the microphone.
We cannot hear you really well.
It is a bad sound here. It is a bad sound.
Yeah.
Now it's better, but please have it in mind when you will translate that please speak louder.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Залучитися до участі в наукових заходах, брати участь в обміні делегаціями.
To participate in scientific events and participate in exchanging delegations.
Підготовці здобувачів вищої освіти.
And to train the future cadets and students.
Наповнити наукову бібліотеку навчально-методичними матеріалами.
To fill scientific library with scientific materials.
Та наблизити рівень підготовки фахівців до європейських стандартів.
And bring the level of European penitentiary staff preparation to the European standards.
Зі свого боку,
In our turn,
Академія налаштована на плідну співпрацю і готова всіляко сприяти діяльності мережі європейських навчальних закладів пенітенціарної підготовки.
the Academy is ready for fruitful cooperation and is also ready to contribute to the activities of the network in all the possible ways.
Колеги, і хочу зараз запросити до слова свою колегу Аліну. Вона презентує нашу презентацію, яка стосується діяльності Академії в умовах пандемії.
That was the welcome word of our rector, Oleksii Togochynsky. And now we want to show you a film about our academy in order you to make acquainted with our higher educational establishment. 1 second to our IT support, and I will switch on the film.
You do not share it.
Is it okay or don't you see it? You don't see it better?
Іде?
Better, should we show the film or maybe we should show our second presentation? What do you think? Do you see the film or not?
No.
Sorry, Alina, we can't see the movie, so I suggest to proceed to the presentation.
Okay. 1 second, please, and now we will present our presentation, and then I'll comment. So, the Academy of the State Penitentiary Service. It is a higher educational institution. Our rector, Oleksii Togochynsky, is a Doctor of Sciences in Pedagogics, Professor, Honored Worker of Education of Ukraine, and Colonel of Internal Service. Academy of the State Penitentiary Service is the only higher educational institution in Ukraine with specific studying conditions that train qualified specialists in order to meet the needs of the State Criminal and Executive Service of Ukraine. The Academy trains prison and penitentiary staff for more than 40 years, and the Academy trains bachelor's, master's, postgraduate students in specialties law, bachelor's and master's in specialty law enforcement, bachelor's in specialties economics and psychology. There are also advanced training courses for improving professional skills and qualification of the personnel, average quality of persons, of commanding and senior staff of the State Criminal and Executive Service, and nearly 250 persons have an opportunity to study at these courses at the same time. Thus, 3,000 of employees improve their professional skills here annually. There are 4 faculties at our academy. First of all, it is law faculty, probation faculty, faculty of correspondence studying and studying at the expenses of individuals and legal entities, faculty of advanced training of the personnel of the State Criminal and Executive Service of Ukraine. There are 10 departments. They are enumerated here. I will not read it. You can just look them through. 10 departments at our academy. Today, about 1,500 people are getting their higher education at our academy. You can see here a note-taking ceremony for future officers of the State Criminal and Executive Service of Ukraine. 93 academics work full-time at our academy, and among them there are 23 doctors, 50 PhDs, 9 professors, 25 associate professors, 2 honored workers of education of Ukraine, and 2 honored lawyers of Ukraine. The Academy is a subject of scientific activity as well. It publishes the following scientific journals. First of all, it is Criminal and Executive System, Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow, Scientific Herald of Supervision Series Law, and Scientific Herald of Supervision Series Education, Social, and Behavioral Sciences. These series are published annually. The Academy holds annual scientific events, including scientific and practical conferences that are both international and nationwide. They result in publishing collections of writings. Here you can see the holding of annual international scientific and practical conference in our Academy. Here is presented signing cooperation and memorandums and agreements. Here you can see our partners, our international cooperation. Then move further. The Academy is an active participant of different domestic and also international projects and events. Our cadets and students take part in different events with great pleasure. Also, cadets and students of the Academy actively take part in sports events of different levels. You can see there are different kinds of sports, and that demonstrates the same. Our football team won the first prize at the 20th International Football Tournament held by International Police Association in Poznan, dated from 23rd of August till 26th of August at 2018. The Academy has a modern training and material base consisting of 3 academic buildings and training firing range. Academic building number 1 contains the following: different classroom, 26 classrooms, conference hall, academic library, also there is special library, training center for conducting practical classes for future penitentiary psychologists, and also electronic schedule in order cadets and students to be provided with their schedule every day. Gyms for sports games, for workout, for martial arts and practicing. Also canteen. dormitory for 350 people, shooting range, medical ambulance clinic with a modern dental office. Academic building number 2 contains, here is our academic building number 2. There is a convention hall for academic council, 15 classrooms, dormitory for 200 people, canteen. Academic building number 3 contains 20 classrooms, assembly hall for 340 people, park for cadets and students' leisure activities, gym for sports games and also stadium. Here you can see the graduation ceremony for our cadets with conferring bachelor's degree and awarding their lieutenant's rank. And here you can see the graduation ceremony for masters. They are already officers and students who are civilian conferring their master's degree. That was the presentation concerning our academy. And now I would like to continue our meeting and let me introduce myself. First of all, my name is Alina Kvitka and I'm a scientific worker of the academy, and I would like to show you our presentation concerning the activities of the Academy of the State Penitentiary Service while the pandemic caused by the COVID-19. So, in conditions of spreading coronavirus COVID-19, the training of future officers of the State Criminal and Executive Service of Ukraine was carried out by our academy using the elements of distance learning. While lockdown, the attention was paid to practice-oriented training. For this purpose, interactive complexes of academic disciplines were created by our teachers. In particular, these complexes were based on applying training, solving practice-oriented tasks, tests, round tables, different discussions, as well as organizing individual and group work. We also maintain distance learning with the help of Zoom, Skype, Universe, educational platform, Google Classroom, and so on. And now I would like to give you some examples of the use of interactive technologies while distance learning. It is presented here. In particular, 3D interactive models of penal institutions were shown to our cadets and students. That allowed our cadets and students to get acquainted with the peculiarities of these institutions, with their equipment and conditions of convicts detention. You can see one more 3D model here. It is presented. Let's move further. At the same time, cadets and students got acquainted with the procedure of providing first aid to victims. Here you can see they saw videos in the remote mode and learned how to provide the first aid. This slide shows the same activity. Also, they taught techniques of culture resistance and self-defense. It is here, culture resistance and self-defense. Learn to conduct various types of forensic examinations, use a photo program to develop skills to identify persons by appearance, use technical means of supervision and control over convicts. Also, they could study the work of the rapid response team. Here you can see the practical classes of the practices of the rapid response team work. While lockdown period, the exercises involving the use of modern methods of correctional programs for work with probation subjects have become widespread in the educational process. Cadets and students started to implement such probationary programs for juvenile probation subjects as criminal thinking. I'm sorry for this technical delay. I'm sorry. First program is criminal thinking changing, then it is aggressive behavior overcoming, the use of psychoactive substances preventing, and life skills forming.
Там технические проблемы, было технический период. Все. Не разделился.
Sorry, can we go on or we should wait?
Yeah, please
Can we
continue.
go on? Yeah, let's move on. Unfortunately, the function of sharing our presentation missed. We don't have it. We don't have this function.
Okay.
Now it is, yeah. So, nevertheless, we show them, and also I want to say some words about syllabuses. The information concerning the peculiarities of the process of distance learning organizing in quarantine conditions, as well as recommendations for participants of the educational process, were posted on the official website of our academy. Teachers posted their syllabuses on academic disciplines on our official website as well. In such a way, cadets and students were provided with methodological video materials, also with electronic tests and control tasks in the process of distance learning, and while communicating with their teachers. Syllabuses are presented here. Let's move further. Thus, the educational process didn't stop while lockdown. Teachers conducted their lectures, seminars, and practical classes. They also organized cadets and students independently with the help of syllabuses, as I have already mentioned. It is the example of providing seminars and practical classes via Zoom. While distance learning, teachers also carried out current control and final checking of knowledge. You can see how it was. Also, our teachers provided scientific guidance for writing research projects of bachelor's and master's as well. It also worth saying that qualifying examinations for graduates of the academy were conducted remotely. These exams were conducted with the participation of stakeholders who also took part in the process of assessment of knowledge and skills of the graduates. Also, they made suggestions for improving the educational process, paid attention to the connection between theory and practice. It was noticing that all graduates successfully passed their qualifying examinations and were assigned to the places to their future work in the bodies and institutions of the criminal and executive service of Ukraine. The pandemic caused by the COVID-19 posed a number of challenges to the academy, and our academic and teaching staff is currently working on them. And now these challenges are presented here, and they are the following. First of all, it is low speed of data downloading via internet. The need to provide cadets and students with electronic means of data that allows them to establish video and audio connection required for verbal and non-verbal communication. Also, it is setting up a system of teachers training for conducting classes using the elements of distance learning, developing methodological and didactic materials for online classes. Cadets and students won't stay near the computer. It is again one of the problems. The difficulty that arises due to the planning of time in order to do all the tasks of different disciplines. And there are also challenges related to evaluating the work of the cadets and students and timely filling all the electronic journals, all the necessary documentation. And now we go on. Nevertheless, there are some benefits caused by using the technologies of distance learning, and they are the following. First of all, cadets and students mastering their methods and technologies of independent work. The second one, development of such cadets and students' personal qualities as persistence, purposefulness, responsibility. The third one is IT development of educational process. The next one is teachers' attempts looking for new methodological and didactic means in order cadets and students master academic material in a better way, in a proper way. Then comes development of IT technologies for transferring academic information. Then goes updating information resources and electronic library. Then comes forming cadets and students' communicative competence by involving them in audio and video conferencing, business games, and in synchronical mode, and etc. So it was emphasizing that the activities of the academy while quarantine period were aimed not only to the educational process, but to conducting scientific work as well. Thus, during the quarantine, the Academy was the organizer and co-organizer of a number of scientific and practical events at the national and also international levels. In total, the Academy took part in 22 scientific events. It was the organizer and co-organizer of 5 events, and 3 of them are presented here. These were the conferences of domestic level, and they were held on the April of 23rd and 24th, May the 7th and May the 29th. Let's move further. Also, two of these events were the events of international level, dated May the 3rd. And by the way, it was held in Bratislava, and also in July 3rd and 4th, it was held in Katowice, the Republic of Poland. You can read about them on this slide. And now, I want to emphasize that scientific and practical conferences attended by the representatives of the Academy workers in 2019-2020, while lockdown period are presented on the following slides. I will not enumerate all of them. In order not to waste our time, you can just look them through, and in order to get some more details, if you want to, you can return to our presentation or to ask any questions you wish, and we will answer them. They are just enumerated in this slide. Here they are. Here they are as well. And this is a brief summarizing of our scientific activity while the period of lockdown. Also, it was saying that cadets and students took part in all Ukrainian competitions, sent their creative work there, and as a result of evaluation of their achievements, evaluation of their papers, they were awarded diplomas and different certificates, and their teachers got citations. Here are examples of such citations and diplomas. One more slide dedicated to it. And now I want to give the floor again to our rector of our academy, Oleksii Togochynsky, in order him to say his closing word.
Виходячи із вище сказаного, академія є сучасним закладом вищої освіти.
Thus, the academy is a modern higher educational institution,
що динамічно розвивається, не дивлячись на виклики, зумовлені поширенням пандемії COVID-19.
which is developing rather dynamically despite the challenges caused by the pandemic caused by COVID-19.
Здійснює підготовку пенітенціарного персоналу з використанням елементів дистанційної форми навчання.
Our academy trains future penitentiary staff using the elements of distance learning.
Гнучко реагує на потреби стейкхолдерів.
It flexibly responds to the needs of stakeholders.
Здатна налагоджувати та підтримувати співробітництво з вітчизняними та зарубіжними партнерами.
It is able to establish and maintain cooperation with our domestic and foreign partners.
Організовувати спільні науково-практичні заходи.
To organize our joint scientific and practical events.
Є відкритою для запровадження новацій у сфері реалізації пенітенціарної політики.
And is ready to introduce innovations while implementing our penitentiary policy. We hope that we were able to present our educational institution in the proper way, and thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask, and we will try to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation, actually for both presentation. And I have one question. You mentioned during the presentation and showed us that you used various videos and 3D models and things like that for the education. have you got prepared these materials before, or you just prepared it during the lockdown?
Okay, I got your question. Thank you for your question. Wait a minute, please.
Дана інформація була підготовлена і до пандемії, і вже під час пандемії.
Our information were prepared by us before coronavirus pandemic, because all the trainings were we had video recorders of all the trainings, of the first aid systems, for example, of rapid groups reactions, and we have this material. And while pandemic lockdown, we just made this material more convenient to share them with our cadets and students.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me check with others, and please feel free if anybody else can or would like to ask something to Mr. Togochynsky or Alina Kvitka. And yeah, if there is no question, I would give floor to last speaker of this panel. Thanks once again.
Thanks.
Peter?
Yeah.
And I hope you will enjoy the rest of the conference.
Sorry, can we ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah. On behalf of Hugh Pelia, our deputy head of training directorate, wanted to know the feedback that you received from the trainees. You were saying that you rely also on the feedbacks of the trainees. So how did they help you improve your training? What kind of feedbacks were they giving?
Thank you for your question.
Електронна пошта в сумі і так, проводили оцінювання.
We conducted assessment of our cadets and students of their studying results. Also, we had communications via Zoom, and we asked if they had some challenges, some difficulties while studying process, and also we just emailing with the heads of the courses who are.
Результати опитування вже передавалися до Міністерства юстиції відповідності для доведення керівникам структурних підрозділів, з якими проводилися безпосередньо навчання.
And the results of these surveys were collected, and they were sharing with the Ministry of Justice of Ukraine. And they could look through these results, and in such a way they knew how effectively we worked while pandemic caused by COVID-19.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it seems that we have no more questions for now. So now I would like to ask John Fleming to jump in and